Hi, welcome to this webisode of Meet the Boss. I'm Bill Frank, and I'm here with Alex Acuna of 5-Day Tire in Ventura, California. And Alex, you've been around the tire business for your entire life, so you're sort of uniquely positioned to talk about the tire industry. Tell us a little bit about your background, please.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me on the show. Be a good opportunity for some exposure for me, and maybe we all can learn a little bit from my experience. But I've been here for 33 years, and it's been the best 33 years of my life. I enjoy every minute of every day that I'm at work. And the uniqueness of it all is because we have a unique tire store, because I really feel that we try to fill the customer's needs. Every customer that comes in, we quiz them about the kind of driving that they're doing, the kind of car that they have, and eventually, how much money they want to spend. And I feel that myself and my employees are really interested in finding the right tires for the right customer. And then, of course, there's the money situation, how much they'd like to spend. We take all those combinations together. We get on the computer and see what's available for them. When we find the right tire, we suggest. Not only do we put the tires on the car and do whatever has to be done, but we take care of them afterwards. We ask they come in every 5,000 miles so we can check them and rotate them for them if need be, check the pressures, make sure there's no alignment problems. And tires are like teeth. You got to service them. If you don't, next thing you know, you're going to have alignment problems or any kind of situation that you might have that needs to be looked at. And we take care of all that.
Absolutely. Alex, I mean, you've been owning your own store for 33 years. Looking back on it, tell me about the feeling that you had when you first started in your father's store so many years ago, and the feeling that being in the tire business gave you then, and the feeling that you get today.
Well, obviously, when I was very young and worked around the tire store that my dad owned, I didn't particularly want to be there. There was other things that I wanted to do. But, I learned an awful lot. First of all, I think I learned an awful lot because my brothers were running the store, and they were very service-oriented. All I used to do is, of course, sweep up and roll the old tires out. But as I got older, I learned more. And I think the most important part that I learned is that my brothers were very service-oriented, and that's what kept the customers coming back. And, I try to reflect the same thing with my store. You really take interest in the customer, and you try to take care of his needs. And there's a lot of factors that you have to take into consideration. The type of car, the type of tire you want to put on, how much money they have. So all those combinations are very important, and we take all that into consideration.
Well, clearly you've been doing that and consulting with people for 33 years in the business. Now, your shop is located in one location now. Where is it located, and have you always been at that one location?
Well, right now we're on the corner of Ash and Main, 804 East Main Street, and we've been there for probably around 28 years. Originally, I started on the corner of California and Thompson. There was a building right there where the Carroll's parking lot is. It's no longer there. But after being there 6 years and negotiating leases every 2 years, I decided to buy the location that we're in there now. And we bought the property, and thank goodness it's all paid for. And we've been able to keep our tire prices down because I don't have that overhead. And there is some dealers that are going to sell for a little more than I do, and some dealers that are going to sell for less than I do. But I think basically what keeps us in business is our service that we try to give our customers. And then, of course, finding the right tire for the right car at the right price.
Now, you mentioned an interesting fact in that discussion, Alex, and that is that some dealers will buy for a little bit more, you pay a little bit more, and some dealers you'll pay a little bit less. That's interesting, but you know, there's a perception out there that if you go to a big chain store, you're going to get the lowest possible price. But in reality, that may not be the case. You all buy from the same wholesalers, so you're all buying at essentially the same price. So talk to me a little bit about the price differential and the difference, the uniqueness that 5-Day Tire has.
Well, basically, we're not a big, gigantic store. You know, if you look at some of these stores that are, you know, have 12, 13, 14 stalls, there's a lot of overhead there, okay? Plus, you have to have all these employees. It just scales down to where I've got 3 employees, okay? And we're able to take care of pretty much our customers. And we try to concentrate to get the customers in and out as soon as possible. But prices fluctuate. And I go through like about 6 different distributors, and we go through each and every one of them, trying to find the right price, the right tire for our customers' needs. But basically, prices are pretty much about the same. So I think that what keeps us going is, of course, our service and our concentration on finding the right tires for the right customer.
Well, isn't that really the case? Service is the great differentiator. People will remember the service long after the memory of the price is gone. Now, Alex, one of the things that I think you would agree with is word-of-mouth advertising is very important. So I'm going to ask you to do a little role play with me and put on the hat of one of your customers and tell me, what would one of your customers say about doing business with 5-Day Tire, and in particular doing business with Alex?
Well, I think that we take that extra 110% to take care of our customers. And I think when I service a customer and he drives off, what we try to do is have them have a good experience. They might not know that it was a good experience, but when we put the tires on the car and they drive off, instead of feeling that maybe I shouldn't have spent that much money or I should have spent more money on tires, we try to make it so when they drive out of there, it's going to be a good, nice experience. And basically, I think that's what we try to do with our customers. They may not know that they had a good experience, but they do know that they didn't have a bad experience. So I'm sure that if I was telling a person to come and buy tires from me, I would say, you know, go see the people at 5-Day Tire Store. I feel that they're honest. I feel that they're very knowledgeable, and I feel that they're going to take good care of you. And that's basically what we try to do.
Alex, over the last 33 years that you've been in business here in Ventura, there have probably been a number of changes in the tire technology that's out there today. What are some of the biggest changes in the tire technology that you've noticed over your career?
Well, let's look at the price first of all. Okay. When I first opened up the stores in 1977, a Michelin tire, and I'm just using this as an example, sold for $94. That same tire today sells for $104. So there's a $10 difference in price. Now, if you stop to think about what a house sold for in 77 or a car sold in 77, you know, you're looking at 2-3 times the price. Tires have been able to keep the cost down because of technology. So tires at this point are an exceptionally good buy. What we're getting now is very sophisticated cars that take very sophisticated tires. And basically the price of tires is going up because of that particular situation. But you have to stop and think about what you were paying for a house in 77 and what you're paying for tires, and they're an exceptionally good buy.
Yes, they are. Well, Alex, just sort of in summary, at the end of your career in tires, how do you want 5-Day Tire to be remembered?
Hopefully I'm going to be around for a long time, but let's say that I retired tomorrow. I want people to drive down Main Street and say, you know, I used to buy tires from 5-Day Tire Store when it was open, and you know what? That was a good place to do business with.
That's great. We've been talking to Alex Acuna, everybody. He's the owner of 5 Day Tires right here in Ventura, 804 East Main Street in Ventura. Thank you for joining us on this webisode of Meet the Boss.